Today, we're going to go over how to make a delicious cup of coffee using the Aeropress. First thing we need to do is get the water heating up while we get the coffee ready. I like to use cold water for this, so I know it hasn't been sitting in a water heater for a long time. After a few seconds running on full cold, just get enough in the kettle for a single cup of coffee. When putting your kettle on the stove, it's important to turn the flame on to a level high enough to quickly heat the water, but not so high that the flames are coming over the sides. The sides of these kettles aren't designed to withstand as much heat as the bottoms, so this will extend the life of your kettle. Next, the coffee. I keep mine in an air-escape container. This pushes all the extra air out every time I seal it and keeps the coffee fresh for longer. For one standard 12-ounce cup of coffee, you need to measure 2 scoops of whole beans using the included coffee scoop. I measure mine right into the grinder. Then, just hit the grind button and let it run while you get the rest of your equipment ready. Speaking of equipment, you're going to need the standard size coffee mug I mentioned earlier, the Aeropress chamber, the plunger, stirrer, filter cap, a filter. For this, I like to use an aftermarket reusable stainless steel filter. This is because it doesn't capture those delicious coffee oils like the included paper filters do. You also need the funnel and your freshly ground coffee. To assemble the Aeropress, put the filter into the filter cap, screw it onto the chamber, put your funnel on the other end of the chamber to make it easier to get the ground coffee in. Dump in your freshly ground coffee beans. Once your coffee is in place, put the whole thing on top of your coffee cup. Now, we're ready to brew that delicious cup of coffee. Water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius. Since that's a little too hot to brew coffee, as soon as your kettle starts to whistle, turn off the heat, open the spout, and let it cool down for a minute or two. When your water is around 190 degrees Fahrenheit, or 88 degrees Celsius, pour it into the Aeropress chamber. I like to fill mine right up to the top. Give it a stir a few times until you don't feel any clumps of dry coffee. Now, grab your plunger and wet it real quick to make it slide down the chamber easier. Insert the plunger squarely into the Aeropress chamber and press down with slow, steady pressure. This should take about 30 seconds. For those of you timing at home, you'll notice it took me approximately 28 seconds. Some things can only come from experience. The last optional steps are to fill your cup with more hot water and add any sweeteners or other liquids you enjoy. It's Saturday here, so I'm going to celebrate by adding some heavy cream to mine. Lastly, stir and enjoy. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe for more basic cooking tips.